Your intuition isn't quiet. You've been trained to ignore it. That's it. Not because you're disconnected, but because you learned early that listening to yourself had consequences. Hi, love. I'm Christina. I help women stop living in survival and come home to themselves. You do not lack clarity. You lack self-trust. I'm sorry to bring the bad news, but here we are, and you know exactly what I mean. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Think about the last time that your stomach dropped. Think about the last time that your chest tightened about something, about the truth or a situation. About the last time that you felt something, but you still told yourself that you were dramatic, you were overreacting. Think about the last time your body reacted before your mind caught up. You did feel the shift. You heard the warning and you knew the truth, and then you talked yourself out of it. Not because you were confused, not because you were weak, but because you're trained to prioritize comfort over truth. It's reality. We live in a society that prefers comfort. No one wants to face their own truth. Other people's comfort over your knowing. That's what you prioritize. And then you learn to be agreeable instead of honest, and likable instead of intuitive, and easy instead of grounded. Then you prefer to be peaceful instead of self-loyal. Why be self-loyal when I can have peace around everybody? But here's the savage truth, babe. You did not lose your intuition. You silenced it to survive in places where your truth was too expensive. You learned that saying what you sensed made you difficult. You learned that trusting your gut made you dramatic, and that naming what you felt, it made you inconvenient to people around you. But that's not true. We know that, right? We know that is not true. That holding your ground that made you feel unsafe, that is your truth. But you adapted. You doubted yourself before anyone else doubted you. And you minimized your reactions to keep the peace. And you softened your no, and it slowly became a yes. And you rationalized red flags, because who wants to live in red flags? We all want to live in peace and comfort. So you betrayed your knowing to keep connection to people who don't matter. And you paid for that silence. You paid with your peace, you paid with your time, you paid with your confidence, and you paid with relationships that actually drained you instead of make you happy. You paid with opportunities that never should have cost you your dignity. You paid with years of healing work you would have not needed if you stuck your ground and be truthful to yourself. If you trusted yourself the first time, this wouldn't happen. Let me be clear. Your intuition never lied to you. You lied to yourself. You lied to yourself to protect love, to protect attention and safety, to protect belonging, to protect the fantasy of who someone could be instead of facing who they were. Your body knew the truth before your mind had language for that. Your body is more truthful than you are. That tightness in your throat, and that drop, that kind of pain in your stomach, and that heat in your chest, and that shallow breath you have, and that urge to pull back, that was not anxiety. That was clarity that you ignored. You do not have bad judgment. You override judgment because your body knows the truth. You see the red flags, then you explain it away. You give it excuses. Been there? I've been there. I'm guilty too. You feel the boundaries and then you negotiate it. You hear the internal no and then you say yes so you don't disappoint people. You sense the misalignment and then you stay because leaving feels harder than betraying yourself. So you stay and betray yourself. Every time you ignore your intuition, you abandon the safest part of you. And your body remembers that. It never goes away. That is why your confidence feels unsafe and unstable. This is why your voice shakes when you speak up. And this is why you second guess yourself constantly. This is why you feel powerful one moment and then you disappear, you collapse the next one. Because self-trust was broken slowly and you are responsible for that. You did not respect your own boundaries and your own no and your own intuition and gut, moment by moment, choice by choice. Here's something women are rarely taught. Your intuition lives in your body, not in your thoughts. It lives in your lower belly, in your breath, in your posture, in your instinct to lean in or pull away from something. Your mind can lie, your conditioning can lie, your trauma can lie, your fear can lie. Your intuition never lies to you, but intuition requires courage because intuition is not negotiable. It does not soften for approval. It does not kiss, you know what, we're not going to say this. We don't want to be banned on this platform. It does not please. It does not wait for permission. And that is why so many women silence it. A woman connected to her intuition cannot be manipulated. She cannot be rushed and she cannot be guided. She cannot be convinced to betray herself. A woman disconnected from her intuition is easy to manipulate, easy to control. She doubts herself, she over-explains, she asks for reassurance all the time, and she does stay too long when she needs to leave. She sometimes leaves too late. And this is where Own Your Femininity comes in. We do not teach you to be louder. We teach you to be honest with yourself again. We teach you how to feel your intuition without panicking, how to trust it without disappearing and giving up and collapsing on yourself, and how to act on it without seeking permission. Whose permission are you going to seek? Who's more important than you? We teach you how to hold your ground when your body says no, because intuition without nervous system safety feels terrifying, and intuition with safety feels like power. This is also where Own Your Visibility changes everything. You cannot be visible while doubting your own knowing. You cannot lead while negotiating your instincts, and you cannot build a life that fits you while ignoring the part of you that knows what fits and what does not. If this year is going to be the year that your life rises, you have to stop negotiating with instincts that were right from the beginning. You want better relationships? Follow your intuition the first time. You want stronger boundaries? Follow your intuition when it speaks, not after you're exhausted. You want peace? Follow your intuition before you betray yourself again. You are not confused. You already know what to do. You already know the truth. You were just scared to trust yourself. And that ends now. If you want this year to be the year you finally honor the woman you truly are, go to my bio. The course and the journal will rebuild the self-trust you were trained to lose. Your intuition has never stopped speaking. And this is the year that you finally listen to her.